Hello everyone, welcome to the DPB podcast. I am your host, Ryan Mondis with DisneyPinsBug.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading and collecting from around the world. This is episode number 116 for the week of January 22nd, 2018.
Welcome to the Disney Pins blog podcast.
All right, welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I have a very special guest with me this week. It's the YouTube famous Disney Kittee.
Yay!
AKA Becca. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
This is fun.
Yeah, I'm very happy that you're on the podcast with me this week. Becca and I have been friends now for a few months. We originally became friends on YouTube. And then if you guys didn't recall, I had a vlog that went up. Becca and I were actually at Disney together at the same time. That was back in November, and we met there, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell everyone who, if there's anyone who listens or watches the DPB podcast who doesn't know Disney Kittee, if you want to just tell them briefly what you do?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, and it's basically just me geeking out about Disney stuff. I also have a slight Disney shopping problem, so I do a lot of unboxings and talk a lot about Disney goodies and pins and plushes and stuff.
Yeah, you have a pretty awesome channel, tons of unboxings. So if you guys like, Disney pins, of course, and unboxings, definitely check out her channel. We'll leave links on the podcast page at DPB and on YouTube. All right, so let's get into the podcast this week. Becca's going to be helping me out. So first, we'll start off with the housekeeping. I want to first quickly mention our YouTube channel, actually, because this past week, the Mickey Mouse Memories collection, I briefly mentioned this on last week's podcast. This is a new collection at Disney Store and shopdisney.com. It's for a Mickey Mouse. There's a plush, a pin set, and a mug coming out every single month in 2018. And I actually just hit up my local Disney store here in Pittsburgh, and I did a little vlog. That's up on the YouTube channel. I know, Becca, you went to your Disney store, right?
I called them last night, and I was like, do you have any more of the pin sets? And she was like, oh, yeah, we have a bunch. So I was like, if I come in, can I get them? And I thought she thought it was nuts. But I might actually go right after this. I don't have to have them, but you've created so much hype about this, Ryan. I feel like I have to go get it.
The plush is amazing, though. I was blown away whenever I felt it and just saw it in person. I was like, holy crap, this is a really good quality. So
yeah, I actually think I want the plush more than anything. So
yeah, the plush is very nice. So second for housekeeping, I want to quickly plug again our event coming up, the Disney Pins Blog 5th anniversary. Tickets are on sale now, and the ticket sales will run through March 28th. And the event will be held on April 28th at Epcot. And then one more thing for housekeeping, you guys may have seen on the site this past week, we had 2 unique articles that went up on pin trading, and they're more focused on beginner pin traders. We have a guest blogger on the site. There's one it's titled Collecting and Trading Disney Pins at Disney Resorts. That one's getting some attention there. And then there's another one for hosting a Disney pin trading party at your house. And it kind of leads into having an event in your area. So those are 2 really cool articles. If you guys didn't read those, definitely check them out. Great for beginners. All right, let's head into the pin news. All right, so first we're going to start off with Mickey's of Glendale. This was kind of a shock to me, but you guys remember the Character Cluster pin set that was released end of last year at the Orlando pop-up shop. Well, they're coming out with a second pin set for cast members only, and that will be released at Mickey's of Glendale in California. That will be released on January 22nd. Retail price is $22.95, limited edition of $2.50 each. And the films that are featured are Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Sword and the Stone, and The Jungle Book. I'm really excited for Peter Pan because that's my favorite Disney character, classic Disney character. So, Becca, have you seen these?
yes, I've seen them. But with the Peter Pan one, I don't think Wendy's on it.
Yeah, Wendy.
And I was really bummed out.
Yeah.
It's just all Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost Boys and Little Tinkerbell. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should have been there for sure.
Yeah, they're all gorgeous. I wish I could get any of those clusters.
I know. Cast members get really great pin releases there. Those WDI pins are awesome. So also along with the character clusters, the pin set number 2, there is going to be a Mickey's Toontown 25th Anniversary Jumbo pin, and that is limited edition of just 200, so very low edition size there. And the retail price is $54.95. That'll be released on January 22nd as well. All right, let's head over to Hong Kong Disneyland. They announced this past week a brand new pin trading event. It is called Pin Trading Carnival 2018, and the main characters featured for this event are Duffy Bear and Stella Lou, the new bunny rabbit. So the date of this event is March 15th through the 18th, so it's a weekend-long event, and it runs from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's located in their pavilion section at Hong Kong Disneyland. This was just announced, and then this past weekend, they released this, it's like a credentials pin set. So it's like, basically, you get this, it's like, think of it as a starter pin set here in America. And I think they might have pin releases leading up to the event, but these are the very first ones. They feature, like I said, the Stella Lou, Duffy Bear, and some of them also have gelatoni on it. And they randomly they randomly have pretzels and ice cream cones on them. I know Hong Kong Disney, they love their food pins.
I've seen these pins. They're awesome, actually.
They look really cool.
I want to get all of them.
Yeah. I know we recently did the unboxings of the popcorn and pretzels pins.
Oh, I spent my morning on Instagram today, like hunting down people who can get me those Carnival pins. So
oh, really? Nice.
They're really cool. Yeah.
They are awesome. All right, next we have a surprise release. A DPB reader sent us a photo of this. When I was at my local Disney store this past weekend getting the Mickey Mouse Memories pin set, I always look see if there's any other pin sets there. I didn't see any at my local Disney store, but someone sent me a photo of the Oh My Disney pin set, and they said that this was at their local Disney store. Like I said, I didn't see it at mine, but if you guys do have a local Disney store in your mall, you might want to go and check out and see if they have this pin set there. So this is from ohmydisney.com. It features 4 different pins. The one says Mondays are evil, and it has a silhouette of Maleficent. I thought that was an awesome pin. There's just a Oh My Disney logo pin. There's a heart one that says Charmed, I'm sure. And then there's another one that says Princess Vibes. So the retail price on that 4-pin set is $14.95. So yeah, it might just be slowly coming out now. But yeah, it was a surprise release. So pretty cool. All right, let's head into Disney parks. Kind of a light week for pin news. I want to jump back to last week. We talked about the Epcot International Arts Festival, or Festival of the Arts. And we had another post that went up featuring the annual pass holder buttons, something new for this year's festival. It's a 5-button pack, and it's exclusive for AP holders at Walt Disney World, and that'll be available while supplies last during the festival January 12th through February 19th. And the retail price on that button set was $9.99. Becca, are you going to be hitting up the Arts Festival when you go?
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's my first time, so.
Oh, nice.
I don't know about those pins, though.
I know, you're not really a big fan of them.
I'm excited for the scavenger hunt, though.
Yeah, that seems fun. And
those
I do
little
like those
sparkly pins, yeah.
Are you, when are you going to Walt Disney World?
The week after next, so January 30th.
Okay, nice.
We're going the week of the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is here, which means I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah, you got to get out of there.
Yes, we do.
How long will you be at Disney World for?
For a week.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Very cool. And I'm sure you'll be vlogging your trip, right?
Be vlogging away.
Awesome. All right, so for the new pin releases this week at Disney Parks, we actually had a new one today as we're recording this. We're recording this on Sunday. So this pin came out January 21st. It's for the Minnie Mouse campaign, Rock the Dots. It was released at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, limited edition of 3,000. Retail price is $14.99. And a very nice pin, has glitter embellishments in the background, very colorful with the different colored dots. And you have Mickey or a mini in the center looking cute. And then for the new pin releases this week, we have a new collection out at Disneyland, a new monthly pin collection. It's the Once Upon a Time collection. This is a hinge pin, and the first one features the Little Mermaid. You have Ariel on one side and Ursula on the next, and then you flip the pin over and you see Ariel in her wedding dress with Prince Eric. And that's just limited edition of 2,000. I'm assuming that pin's probably going to go really, really quickly since it is Little Mermaid. And retail price is $16.99, and that's available at Disneyland only on January 25th, this Thursday. And then another collection out at Disneyland is the Under the Sea. This is a bi-monthly pin collection, and the first one features Jiminy Cricket. It's a limited edition of 2,000. Retail price is $16.99, and that'll be available on Thursday as well. Heading over to Walt Disney World, they have a brand new exclusive for 2018. This is the Lunchtime Tales pin collection. We had a preview of this at the last pin trading night at Walt Disney World. These are the little lunchbox pins that feature characters on the front, and then it's a hinge pin. The first one features Lady and the Tramp, and then on the inside you open it up and you basically have what they would pack for lunch. So pretty cute pin there.
I'm so excited for those lunchbox pins.
Do you want to collect them all?
Yes. But aren't they like only 1,500 LE?
Yeah, low edition size on these.
That seems low for a monthly.
It is. It really is.
So I gotta get them right away.
You have to. Yeah, that is definitely a low edition size. It's almost like a piece of history edition size. So yeah, I think those are going to go fast. There's a lot of hype around them. That'll be available or releasing this Thursday as well, January 25th. And then I already mentioned the shared release this week, Minnie Mouse Rock the Dots. So what's your favorite pin release this week, Becca?
The lunchbox.
Lunchbox, yeah.
Yeah, although I'm really curious to see what other characters they do for the Once Upon a Time.
I know.
Because I don't collect Little Mermaid, but I bet there's going to be some that I really want.
I know. Yeah, I'm excited to see those as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get another preview at the upcoming pin trading night at Walt Disney World, the one here in February coming up for the Peter Pan release. All right, so that's going to do it for the pin news this week. Be sure to hit up DisneyPinsBlog.com for any other surprise releases. We'll be sure to keep the weekly posts updated. But now we're going to head into Disney Pin Chat. And for this week, I thought Becca and I could talk about how we first got into Disney pin trading and collecting, just kind of our stories. I think I mentioned mine in a vlog or in a podcast in the past. It might have been a year or two ago. So for any new subscribers or listeners to the podcast, I figured I would mention my story. And I know Becca, since she's new here on the podcast, it would be cool to hear your story. And then afterwards, we want to hear your stories. I always like to hear how people got started into this hobby. So we'll continue the conversation over in the forums. I'll start a thread over there. So Becca, do you want to start with your story, how you got started?
Yeah. This is going to sound weird, but ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved enamel pins, like not Disney pins, but just like if we went on vacation or if you went to a Broadway show, like I never wanted the t-shirt or the doll. Like I wanted the little, it was usually like a lapel pin, for men. Like that's what I would want my parents to buy me as a souvenir, like whenever we would go somewhere. And so when we started taking trips to Disney, like, you know, in the 80s and 90s, there weren't, like Disney pin trading wasn't a thing, but there's like a few. So I'd always get those. So I have some like a couple really old ones in my collection.
Nice.
And then, you know, I took a hiatus from Disney because I had to like go to college and be too cool for it for a while.
Yeah.
But then I came back to Disney and then pins had just like blown up and I was like, awesome, this is amazing. So that became kind of my like souvenir of choice. But it took me a while to sort of venture out into like trading and like limited editions and like the scary deep rabbit hole of pin trading. Right. And honestly, like my personality is like I'm either all in or all out, or like if I could be a completist, I would be a completist. So I kind of have strayed away from trying to collect hard to find pins because it will just drive me nuts because I'm too late to the game to like go that far down the rabbit hole, you know? Right. So I kind of find a healthy balance. Like find pins that are accessible and be happy with just having like my collection, not the whole thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's been a little intimidating.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. When I first started pin trading, it's like, oh, I want to collect every single pin ever made. And I was like, oh my God, there's like over 100,000. I was like, forget that. So then, yeah, I just started focusing on certain collections.
How many things do you collect? Like, how many things do you focus on? I know Pirates is a big one.
Oh, yeah. Tower of Terror is my main, and Pirates of the Caribbean, the attractions, that's probably like my main. And then I just have like so many random side collections. Like I really love event pins just because like I like the memory of that event. So like Flower and Garden Festival, Food and Wine, any pin events I've ever been to, D23 Expo, I like the pins for those events because I can look back and think, oh, that was such a fun trip. You know, it was a good time. So like I have a lot of event pins. But then other than those two main collections, I just have like so many side collections. It's kind of insane.
You really have to narrow it down.
You do.
Or you will drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Or for me, I will anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll quickly mention my story. I started, so I was, similar to Becca. I went to Disney when I was a kid, and pin trading wasn't that popular when I was little. It didn't really start yet. And then I probably took 3 or 4 trips when I was very young, and then I did the whole college thing, kind of took a hiatus from traveling to Disney parks. And then actually when I was in college, my friend and I went down, and it sparked it back up for me. I was like, oh my God, Disney World's amazing. Like, I just want to keep going. Like, I don't know why I ever stopped going here. And then it was my very first solo trip I ever did to Walt Disney World. I went down actually for a Disney Institute class. It was the Analytics and Optimizations class they had in 2012. It was the very first time I went by myself. I remember I stayed at the Contemporary Resort, and I just felt like I was living like a boss. And I was like, this place is awesome. And I knew of pins, but I didn't have any yet. And I remember walking by pin traders at downtown Disney at the time. And I walked in, and I was like, I love Tower of Terror. And I looked at the Tower of Terror pins. I was like, oh, man, these are so cool. I really, really want one. But I didn't buy any on that trip. And then as soon as I got home, I started researching about pins. And I was like, oh, man, I really want to start a collection. So I bought my very first pin at DisneyStore.com. And it was a Mickey and Minnie Walking Down Main Street pin. I still have it. And that was my very first pin. And then about a year later, I started Disney Pins blog and been obsessed ever since.
Yeah, you jumped right in, like head first.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I went hard. I was like,
I like that.
Awesome. Yeah, and it was another reason for me to keep going to the parks, because I feel like I had to have I don't know why back in the day I feel like I had to have a reason to travel down to Florida. Like I feel like I just couldn't just go. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna go because it's Run Disney event, or I'm gonna go because there's a pin event. So like I started, then it just started snowballing from there. But
you know what? I'll tell you a secret about me. I feel like I have to have a reason to go to the parks too. But there are people in my life that I still can't really justify like why I go down so often. So I tell them I'm going to the cabin.
Oh, really?
They're like, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to the cabin next week. They don't know that it's in Florida. Or
wow.
I'm going to the cabin.
Nice. That's your own little, vacation home.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. That's so cool. So what made you start your YouTube channel?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
I actually just love YouTube. Yeah. YouTube is amazing. You can find anything on YouTube, and like every interesting part of humanity under the sun is on YouTube. So I've always been really fascinated by it, and I watch it religiously. I have so many people I follow on YouTube, and I always wanted to do one, but I never really knew what I would do. But then I realized that I can talk for hours and hours and hours about Disney. So I was like, okay, that's my thing. That's because I can just go on and on and on. So, and luckily a lot of other people also want to have that conversation. So it's been awesome. I've made so many friends, and I met you, and I watch your podcast religiously every week, by the way.
Thank you.
I do.
That's awesome.
I learned so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You should start your own podcast.
Oh, probably not. I got my hands full.
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's cool. awesome stories there about getting started in pin trading and collecting. We will start, like I said, a forum thread over at DisneyPinsBlog.com. Let us know your story about how you guys got started in the hobby, and I'll pick and read some of them on next week's episode. Exciting stuff. Becca, do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I'm so honored to be on. I feel like I'm in the pin club now. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy you wanted to come on. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it's anytime. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for your
Thanks
time.
for helping me learn how to Skype.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
All right, guys, I will leave links below for Becca's channel and where you guys can find her. She has so many awesome videos. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll be back again next week. Thank you for listening and watching the DPB podcast episode number 116 here. And one more thing before we go, I forgot to mention this. You can find the podcast on iTunes and Google Play Music, and we also added, just this past week, a shortcut for Android users. So if you have an Android device and you have a podcast app on your phone, we added the one-click feature. So you can find that at DisneyPinsBlog.com, and in the specific podcast blog post, we'll have that one-click feature on there for Android users. So just want to make it a little bit easier for you guys to listen on the go. All right, that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. Thanks again for watching, and thank you, Becca, for being here.
Thank you.
All right, see you guys.